Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome back to the channel if you're already a subscriber. If you're new, welcome to the channel for the first time. What I want to do today is just talk about what it takes to be successful. Yeah, I've talked about this before, but I was talking to a couple people and who are trying to do certain things with their life, and I want to talk about this again because man, this is something that so many people struggle with. So many people are, a lot of times I'll describe it as being on the precipice of success or greatness or whatever you want to call it. So many people find themselves on that precipice of greatness, that precipice of success. And the reason why it's difficult for them to cross over, to get over that precipice, to become successful, it's because they are, a lot of times it's feelings. See, I didn't even tell you anything else about the channel or whatnot. I just kind of got into it. Anyway, we'll talk about all that stuff at the end. It's a lot of people are caught up in their feelings instead of the process. I'm going to explain that. A lot of people are caught up in their feelings instead of the process, because there are days where, for me to get to where I am in my life, there are days I didn't feel like doing anything, right? When I was going through university, different levels of university, I didn't feel like writing a paper. I didn't feel like going to class. There are many days I didn't feel it, but I did it. You know why I did it? Because you recognize that it's part of the process. Now, I'm not saying just show up for the process but not engage, right? But at least you got to go through the process, or else there's going to be no success at the end. You got to go through that process. So I got a cold, by the way. So a lot of times people are like, well, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like, well, there's a whole lot of stuff I don't feel like doing. There's a lot of things I don't feel like doing. Sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym, but I want to lose weight. I want to be in shape, whatever the case is. I want to stay in shape or whatever, or get in better shape. So there's a lot of times where I don't feel like doing anything. And if you just go off of feelings, jeez, there's a lot that's not going to happen if you just go off of feelings. I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. I feel like it. Because what's going to happen is the days you feel like doing certain things is the days you do it. But the days you don't feel like doing it, you should also be doing it. So, because if I'm building a house, right? Look at your career as a house, and you're building a house. How long does it take for you to achieve the things that you eventually want to achieve in life? So 2 days I feel like doing it. 2 months I don't feel like doing it. Two weeks I feel like doing it. 2 years I don't feel like doing it. You're really not going to get anywhere anytime soon if that's the mentality that you have, right? So you got to be a part of the process. You got to engage in the process. Sometimes we don't love the process. I don't always love going to the gym. And at times I do enjoy being in there, you getting your grind on. I didn't always enjoy writing papers when I was in university, right? I didn't always enjoy some of the hard work it takes to build a business or whatever the case is, but you're doing it because it is necessary. And while you're doing it, you might as well tell yourself something. If I'm going to do it, I might as well put my all into it. I can't just say, well, I'm just going through the process. Okay, you could show up to class and fail, but you went to class every day. You can say, okay, I'm going through the process. I can go to the gym and, say, well, I'm going to lift these 5 pounds every 35 minutes. And you say, oh, geez, I've been here for an hour. I got to go. I mean, you did something, but you ain't really going to get the results you're looking for. So you got to engage in the process. Focus on the process. Learn to appreciate the importance of the process and what role each stage of the process plays in you being successful. So think about your process right now. If you're starting a business, you're researching that business. All right, you got to research any business before you go into it. But you're not going to spend all your time doing research. The more you do, the better prepared, and the more foresight you have going forward is a good thing. But you can't stay in the research phase of the process. At some point, you got to start the business, actually start the business, actually start selling stuff, right? Actually getting out and interacting with people and talking with people and marketing and whatever, and learn from those challenges or obstacles that come your way. And then you're refining different stages of the process, right? So you're refining stages. So as you're engaging in the process, you're realizing with different stages of the process, you're realizing what changes you need to make so that when you repeat the process, and it's a repetition thing. It's the gym, it's school, it's starting a business, it's changing your life or whatever. As you're repeating the different stages of the process, you know what you have to do differently next time. So the process becomes easier, the process becomes more automatic, and the process hopefully becomes more enjoyable. The process, all right? It's all about the process, right? Because you're not always going to feel like doing something. That's why you've got to enjoy, appreciate, and engage with the process. We all see people who just, they say, man, it's in good shape. This woman is in good shape. This dude is in good shape, or whatever the case is. But you know how many months and years this person has consistently been at that process, working on chess, working on arms, working on legs, working on, whatever the case. You know how many years, months this person has engaged repeatedly with the process to look like that? That's not overnight. That's not just let me just go on a diet for 2 weeks. Oh, look at me, right? That's not that. You got to engage with that process for a long period of time. When you see someone go through school and they're successful, they got their bachelor's degree, their master's, their doctorate, their PhD, they're a lawyer, they're whatever. That's a repeated process over years. A lot of times they didn't want to go to school or do whatever the case is, but they did it. They engaged with the process, and they become better writers at every stage, better student at every stage as they're learning more about themselves and how they interact with different forms of material, the different study tips or study habits or whatever the case is. Like, they engaged with the process. You got to engage with the process. And hopefully love to enjoy the process. So whether it's business, whether it's you need to make certain personal changes in your life, weight loss, whatever the case is, whether you need to go back to school, whatever it is, the process is what's going to get you there. I hate to say it. Right? You can't start with one class and get a master's degree. You can't take one class and say, "Ooh, here comes my master." That stuff don't work like that. All right. You can't start with one class and say, oh, look at that. I want to become a lawyer so bad, or I want to become a medical doctor or a PhD doctor or whatever the case is. Like, you can't and just you don't just get there. That is repeated behavior, positive repeated behavior, and a mindset also that tells you that you could accomplish and overcome obstacles and challenges that come your way. Again, it's part of the process. And the other thing about the process is, a part of the process, and I've kind of hinted to it, but a part of the process sometimes involves setbacks. In life, a lot of times as you're moving forward, you are going to, you're going to be faced with setbacks. It doesn't always go smooth. That's not the way the world works. Things don't always just go just the way we want it to go. So a lot of times there's going to be some setbacks sometimes. But it's how we look at setbacks, right? It's a mindset. Am I embracing the fact that I have an opportunity to accomplish something with my life? So when the challenges come my way, instead of turning around and run and say, oh, I can't do this, I recognize that this is an opportunity for me to learn and grow and move forward. So how do I engage with obstacles, with setbacks? Do I see them as an opportunity for growth, or do I see it as, maybe I'm not supposed to do this, maybe I'm supposed to stop right here? Process. Engaging with the process. The process is important. And on top of that, the mindset, because it's the mindset that you have that's going to decide whether or not you engage with that process going forward, or whether the first sign of difficulty, of setback, of failure, whatever the case is, nails it and you decide, okay, I can't do this. Process. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, right? I want to talk about the difference between feelings and process, because it does make a difference. Feelings, process, it absolutely does make a difference. Focus on the process, engage with the process, love the process, refine the process as you go. Because if you just go on your feelings, jeez, a lot of times we're not going to be feeling to do stuff when we should be doing it, because that's how we're going to move forward. All right. So check out the rest of the videos, subscribe, leave your comments, all that good stuff. And, I've been posting consistently now. I've been on and off YouTube. Finally, I feel like, okay, now is the time for me to just turn on the camera and just talking about process, right? Just turn on the camera and just talk, and hopefully say something to encourage or to motivate someone, which is the goal of the channel. So please subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Road to 5,000 and beyond. Thank you for stopping by. 2 things I ask at the end of every video: do something good for someone. No, you do not have to be rich to do something good for someone or to give back. Find a way, do something good for someone. Help somebody learn how to read, or do this, or cross the street, or whatever. Do something good for someone, and then do something good for yourself. Do you need to walk out of a situation that you're in? Do you need to go back to school, find a new job, or whatever? Do something good for yourself. Engage in a new process that will move your life forward. Till next time,